guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley, the founder and nutritionist with Simplistic Nutrition, and today we're gonna learn all about seasonal eating. Just as a really brief overview so you know what you're gonna learn in this video, we're gonna learn how seasonal eating supports your circadian rhythm. We're gonna learn how it puts you closer to your food, meaning more nutrients, more minerals, knowing where it's coming from, less potential for disease and other nastiness, and also about keeping the money in your economy and how big of an impact this has for your health. So whenever you hear me talk about seasonal eating here on this channel, that basically means eating from the region that you are in. And so if I'm here in northern Idaho, I'm not eating a bunch of tropical fruit from Mexico or Southern California or Hawaii, because we don't grow that here. And that would cause a circadian mismatch within my body, within my cells, within my hormones. And that can cause some confusion, that can even lead to inflammation, and it's not very grounding for the body. So for me here in northern Idaho, that would depend on seasons, but in the winter that would look like whatever I was able to store in a root cellar from the harvest of the fall. So potatoes, carrots, onions, turnips, beets, squash, that kind of stuff is like really the only produce that we're consuming in the winter other than what I canned throughout the summer and the fall. Then in the summer, that's completely different. We have watermelon, we have strawberry, we have all these delicious berries and cucumbers and so many different wonderful apples and peaches growing all over the place. And that's like a really awesome season of abundance. And so the seasons look completely different. It's gonna differ from where you are. Even if you're somewhere tropical like Hawaii, different fruits grow at different times of the year there. Like in the summer, you get all the delicious mangoes. And then in the fall, that switches, the mangoes go away and you get into more of those fall winter fruits like the lilikoi and all the citrus and everything wonderful. And the spring offers different things. And then say you're somewhere maybe more temperate and you're more like southern United States or other parts of the world that are similar in that line, like of longitude. Like all of those different foods are going to support you at different times, and even down to the color they are. Like red foods are supportive in the summer because they're protective against the sun. Like the sun is amazing, but when we're eating these nutrient-dense foods that are, like literally designed to be eaten when it's higher sun, higher noon, all of that, higher UV, it's protective. Whereas in the winter, we don't have those foods because here in the north, we really don't have the sun up here that often, and it's dark a lot of the time. So seasonal eating, take that with wherever you are, what you can find from around you, not from your Walmart, but from your farmer's market, from your pantry that you canned. Those are the foods that are going to support you best where you are for your health journey in that time. So when I talk about seasonal eating and how it supports the circadian rhythm, so I briefly mentioned this before, but when you eat food from where you are, that is a supportive circadian match. That's like cellular match made in heaven. Your body's like, oh my gosh, I know where I am. This matches where I feel like I am. This matches the light dark processes. This matches the cold hot temperature variations going on. This matches all the different diurnal processes that are going on in nature and in your body with the food that you are consuming. And so when you throw a wrench in that by having a pineapple in the middle of winter in Idaho, you can see that that would cause a mismatch. And there's plenty of science and studies to back this up. I'm not like always pointing back to studies and science. I'm normally tapping into my common sense and the gift of the brain that the Lord has given us. And so yes, science and studies are amazing. I love them. The research is fantastic. I love pulling from them, looking into them, learning from them, but you have to take caution when you're always like, point me to the science, because a lot of the time the science is manipulated and it's whatever it wants it to be. So use your brain. Eat food that's from where you are. It doesn't make sense to have food shipped hundreds of thousands of miles away to your plate when it no longer has any minerals, it no longer has any nutrients left in it because it's been removed from its natural environment and shipped in different temperatures and heat and cold, and it's been sprayed with preservatives and different ethylene gases to ripen. Like that just isn't very natural, and that's not going to be supportive of our bodies. The second key is it keeps the money in your economy. And so when you go to a local farmer and you give them the money that you made where you are, you're keeping that money circular right in your environment instead of shipping it off to like large conglomerates or big factory farms that could give a rip about your health. You're keeping it within your community that then your farmer buys hay from a local hay person, a hay farmer, to feed to their animals in the winter months. And it just keeps it very circular, and it keeps the money within. And that is really, really big. And that's when a lot of times people say, vote with your dollar. That's what we mean, because that is a really huge part of keeping our economy bustling and keeping the farmers, able to do what they're doing, because without farmers, we don't have food, guys. Like, all this lab grown crap is not food. Then the third thing is that it puts you closer to your farmer. So I just talked about this a bit, but knowing your farmer, knowing their family, knowing their values, knowing what it looks like where your food is grown, knowing the kind of food that your food is eating, this is all really important. And if you're just going to Costco and buying food, you have no clue. Is the meat being sprayed with citric acid? Yes, it is. Is the meat being, on grass for 30 days out of the year, but then they're labeling it grass-fed? We don't know, because we don't know where our food is coming from. So when you know your farmer, find someone within your area as close as possible. Source from them only. Like, make a great relationship and connection with them. Give them your preferences. Like, these farmers love to give, and they love to serve, and they love to help grow your food how you want it grown, because you are the ones keeping them in business, and that's really important. So getting to know your farmer can be a huge part of healing in your healing journey, because you are playing a role in how your food is grown. Like, we grew all of our own food, and now most people don't even know how to have a garden. They don't even know how to plant tomatoes. Like, it's crazy. And I need you to remember that I didn't grow up this way. I wasn't raised this way. I was raised a very standard American. I had a whole host of health conditions. You can read my blog post that I link below to just kind of get a brief idea of what's going on. But this is not how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to know our food, to connect with our food, to be a part of our food, all the way from the farm to our table. That is the farm to table movement. One key point I want to send you away with is that when we eat seasonally, we're eating for nutrient density, and that's what I'm all about here on this channel, is like, how can we live a lifestyle that is supportive and that is nurturing our cells and our metabolism and our thyroid and our hormones, because it's like a epidemic of sickness and illness that should not exist, all because nobody is attached to their food anymore. So if you're eating food because you think that it is high in X vitamin or mineral based on the Google nutrition panel, news flash, that is not the case. These dietary guidelines, or these dietary labels, were made in the 1940s. So that was almost 100 years ago at this point. Our soil's nothing like it used to be then. So if you're eating food that is grown in nutrient-less soil, your food is nutrient-less. You can't pull something out of nothing. If your soil doesn't have magnesium and selenium and boron and all of these wonderful minerals and micronutrients in it, then your food isn't gonna have that in it, because the only reason the food has it in it is because the soil has it in it. So by focusing on supporting a farmer that's using biodynamic, sustainable, and regenerative practices, you are supporting a lifestyle that is all of those things as well, and getting food that is all of those things as well. So if there is one thing that you can do, your action point for this video is to find a farmer near you. You can go to localharvest.com. You can look up organic or sustainable farm near me and put in your city or your state. Ask in local Facebook groups, ask your friends. Like, there are people all around. There are people doing amazing things in every nook and cranny of the world. Even in food deserts, I've found incredible organic farms, people changing the scene over there. We have traveled the world to Africa, and we've gone to Haiti, and we've gone to Jamaica, and we've gone all over the place, and we always find food wherever we go that's going to support us and that's going to support a local farmer. So that's your action point. Go to one of those websites, find a farm near you, and make your first order, whether that's a CSA box, whether you're putting it on a quarter or a whole animal. Get that done and watch the transformation it has for the health of you and your family for eating minerals. I cannot wait to see you for the next video. If you enjoyed this, make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, ask any questions you have below, and we will get to those right away.